Big watch party yesterday at Sam Barlow High School.
Awesome.
What is the message back home to everybody?
Oh, I just want to say thank you to everybody for supporting. The Barlow community, the whole East County community is so tight-knit. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me every step of the journey. You guys have been awesome. So I'm glad y'all got to share it in the moment.
That's great. What, obviously, like Jack said, back-to-back goals. So now, how does this work? Do you put together, here's my list of new goals to accomplish, or is it more just kind of catch your breath and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy the moment for now. There will be plans for the future for sure. I still got to finish out this season, so it's rapid fire from here on out, finishing out the season into September. So I feel like, for me, I'm still building into shape of sorts. Made it through last night. Elbow felt solid, so I'm excited to see can I continue to trend upwards. So that I'm excited to finish out the year, to be honest. But as we look towards the ultimate goal would be 2028, an absolute dream, as I think any American Olympian would be, to retire on American soil. So it'd be a great timing in terms of my career, and that would be the dream come true. So a bit of a pivot. We'll figure out. Kind of focusing on longevity. How do I make it 4 more years in training in my 30s? We'll have to make some changes. I'll have to cut back on some intensity, cut back on some volume, and make sure I make it there healthy. Kind of learned that the hard way this year. I can't do the same workouts in my 30s as I could in my 20s, unfortunately. But that's the ultimate goal is 2028.
How satisfying is it to win another goal with all the injuries that you had to overcome?
Yeah, the injuries made me appreciate it all the more this year. 2016, I felt like I was the new guy on the block, and I don't know if I appreciated it as much as I do now. Tokyo felt like a pressure cooker, like so much stress during a pandemic. Coming off of a world record, it felt like it was mine to lose. And then here, I just felt so appreciative. I felt happy to be here, lucky to be here. There was a lot of times this spring that I felt like I might not make the Olympic team at all. Could I get back to that level to be competitive in one of the most competitive sports and events in track and field? And so kind of overcoming those questions, that self-doubt that crept in. So stepped out on that field, I was just so appreciative to be out there mixing it up. Used it to my advantage, came in with the 3rd farthest throw, which, to be honest, the past few years, coming off of world records, I'm used to having the farthest throw. And so was just kind of fast and loose in the early rounds. Put the pressure on, was more aggressive than what I would usually be. Didn't take that safety throw to solidify myself. Didn't take kind of a second round build up to kind of solidify a medal. It was just swinging right away, which kind of worked in my advantage doubly so, because I was building well right off the bat. I kind of got a couple extra throws, so to say, without having to take safety throws, and then the rain rolled in the later round. So I was in the driver's seat at that point, ready if I needed to take a response throw and really try and crank on one and pass if someone did pass me. But I was lucky enough to have put it out there far enough that those throws held up.
You mentioned the rain. When you're in the middle of a competition like that and it does start to rain, how much do you have to react, pivot, to the weather elements like that?
Yeah, so it was funny yesterday. So I'll preface it with, growing up in Oregon, I threw in the rain a lot. If you didn't practice in the rain in March, April, May, you didn't practice at all growing up. So I've probably thrown in the rain more than anybody. So I use that to my advantage. Usually you're prepared for the rain. I checked the forecast every day leading up. There was no rain in the forecast. It kind of came out of nowhere. A bit ironic because they've been calling for thunderstorms and we hadn't been getting them. And then the one day they called for clear weather, we got some rain. And so I felt, I had towels because I was ready to be sweating, and so I had towels, more to combat the heat. So there's that preparedness aspect, and then just the mental aspect of staying focused, staying engaged, and knowing that I can throw in the rain. I've done this thousands of times, and it's still the same 7-foot ring. It's wet, the ring is faster, and there's a slick aspect, but if you can have good balance and hit your proper positions and be patient, it's still doable, as Joe Kovacs proved in round 6.
Just curious, what was it like having your family there, right? A lot different than Tokyo.
Yeah, so it was awesome. I have my family is. I was so lucky to have them there, and they're so appreciative. They've been with me every step of the journey. So to have them there was quite the contrast to Tokyo. And I know they've been having more fun in Paris up until yesterday than I have been. They've been doing French cooking classes, seeing the Eiffel Tower, having some beers in the evenings. They've been enjoying it. I've been training and hanging out in the village, focusing on just rest, recovery, train. That's been my day to day for the last 2 weeks. And so, yeah, I'm excited to kind of play catch up and jumping with them and enjoy Paris for the next couple days.
I mean, the best part about what you have accomplished, right? So anytime we hear your name, next to it is going to be 3 straight goals, right? I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you're making history. Has that sunk in yet, or is that something where you just need some time to kind of digest that?
Yeah, I think I still need a little bit of time. One thing I have to get used to is changing my signature because I signed it Ryan Crouser 2X Oli Gold, and so now it has the 3X, so that's kind of cool. I signed that for the first time last night. So, but no, it really hasn't sunk in. I know a couple track fans were talking to me after the meet, and they're like naming the list of 3 Olympians or 3 consecutive golds in an event, and it's a pretty slim list in track and field. And so that kind of started to set in there when you're looking at like Carl Lewis, Usain Bolt, and then when they throw in, what was it, 3 Olympics, multiple world champ and world record, it was me and Usain Bolt as the only 2 on that list. So that to be even just mentioned in that sentence is quite the honor. That quite hasn't sunk in yet.
Just curious, taking a flyer on this one. If you're from Orang and they asked you to be the flag bearer for closing ceremony, what would that mean to you?
Oh, it would be a huge honor. Hard to comprehend for me, just like growing up and then coming up through the ranks as a shot putter, just not historically one of the most popular events. I mean, among shot putters and among throwers it is, but in this grand scheme of track and field in the Olympics, I remember I had 10,000 followers going into Rio, and at the time that was crazy. It was like, as a shot putter, I have 10,000 followers. Can you believe how popular shot put is? So to kind of feel like not just myself, but the guys we have in the sport right now, kind of put shot put on the map. To even be mentioned that a shot putter could be a flag bearer is something I'm proud of, but so happy of for the guys in the sport.